Hello. Good day, good day. My name is Luke from the West, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. My normal fare of content is fairly erratic and devoid of most semblance of reason, rhyme, and a respect for your time, but I want to do something a little bit more nuanced today. A little background on me: I'm pursuing a dual degree in business ethics and economics, so I want to dip into the proverbial pool of my wisdom, my ancient and powerful knowledge, and discuss one of my preferred topics: business ethics. So today we're going to discuss the first major theory of business ethics, the game rules approach. Towards the end of the 20th century, respected economist Albert H.Z. Carr proposed that any form of business ethics will be entirely separate from private ethical sentiments. This separation arises from the different ends in mind for a business and private individual. Many people have argued about the proper definition and ultimate purpose of a business. My own mentor loved to quote Milton Friedman's sentiment on the topic, that the business of business is business. If you couldn't tell, most academics are a bunch of facetious nerds. Suffice it to say, the end of business would ultimately differ from the end of an individual, justifying a separate moral framework to service that end. In short, business has a different purpose or goal than an individual, and therefore requires different rules. Carr's ultimate proposal is that the end purpose of a business is to win the game. More clearly, that a business is good if it makes the most money and is the most successful in a market. Therefore, the rules of a business must be structured around that goal. Applying it to an individual business person, that also means you are a good business person if you make the most money and are the most successful, so long as you don't break the rules of the game. He compared it to a game of poker where the player can bluff their hand and seek to win through any means allowed by the game. Essentially, bluffing, antagonizing your opponents, and any other form of activity is allowable so long as you don't break the rules of the game, because breaking the rules forfeits a win. If you're caught, but that's a separate objection. So applying this to the real world, it more clearly explaining the theory, Carr claims that any behavior in business is acceptable in the pursuit of profit so long as that behavior does not break the law. There is a lot to unpack there, so let's just go over the main pros and cons. One substantial pro to this account is that it's easy to tell what you can and cannot do. If the law says that selling widgets is acceptable, then you can sell widgets all day long. However, if the law says that selling widgets is illegal, then it's an affront to God, and you will burn if you dare to sell a widget to anyone on the street, which is the level of moral complexity we're dealing with when it comes to this theory. This leads into the primary flaw with Carr's account, is that you can justify terrible injustice and suffering, or allow it to happen in society so long as it's determined by whether or not it's illegal. For example, centuries of African slavery would have been approved by Carr so long as it was legal, because it falls within the rules of the game. You're not breaking the law, so therefore you can have slaves, which is a very dangerous statement to say. On the other hand, if slavery was illegal, then Carr would be against it, only because it's illegal. This addresses an important ethical principle, that the law does not determine what is right and wrong, only what is illegal and illegal. And given this, Carr's approach would basically say what is right is legal and what is wrong is illegal, which isn't a good approach to have for this. At least that's my opinion. If we accept that objection, then Carr's approach can't really be considered ethical, only legal, and simplifies ethics for an easy system of action. Of course, if ethics was meant to be easy, it'd be metaphysics, which is basically coloring. Jokes aside, Carr puts forward a moral code that encourages an individual to win the game's business through any legal means, based on the notion that the ultimate purpose of business is to win the game, make a profit, and make yourself a little bit richer. So that's just a brief crash course in the Carr's whole approach to business ethics. I know this is a bit different than what I usually do, and I'm probably going to lean more into this direction. So for the moment, thank you for listening. If you did listen for the entire time, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, something nice or mean, whatever. It gets me engagement and pumps me up in the algorithm, which is what I'm here for. So thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful day.